obviously they're concerned because your loved one is dead.
I didn't even know he was dead. You know what I mean?
Really?
I'm slow. I don't get all the big words and everything.
Meet 31-year-old Bernardo Mendez, a killer so dumb that he thinks he can pin his crimes on someone who doesn't even exist.
Hold on a minute. Who was the other guy that was with you?
Josh.
How can
It
I
was-
prove that he's not just somebody you invented to imagine that he's real?
Oh, no.
But little does Benny know, his antics are about to backfire horribly.
You're not going to sit here and lie to me or tell me part of the truth and then think that you're going to walk out the door or you're going to get out of jail tomorrow.
On March 26, 2015, a maintenance man in North Lubbock, Texas made a horrific discovery. As he was clearing weeds in the old courtyard of an abandoned apartment complex, he spotted a man lying face down in a living room. As he approached, it was clear the man was dead. There was a newly formed scab across his forehead, and liquid had dried around his mouth. Beside him, a whiteboard was smeared with red. The victim was 51-year-old Herbert Featheroff, a local homeless man who met a brutal end. Initially, Lubbock Police Department had no leads. That is, until the relative of one of 34-year-old career criminal Bernardo Mendez's friends called police, telling them that he had been bragging about killing an old man for disrespecting him. On March 31st, Benny was arrested on a warrant for murder. The following footage was provided to us by the Lubbock Police Department via FOIA request. As Bernardo is taken in for questioning, detectives waste no time getting to business. And Bernardo wastes no time lying through his teeth. Very, very poorly.
How you doing, Benny? My name is Detective Franco, Lubbock Police Department. This is Detective Martinez.
René Martinez. You know why you're here.
They didn't tell me.
They didn't tell you.
No, sir. All they said that I had a warrant. That was it.
No, they told you more. But I'll tell you, Benny. We've got a death here in Lubbock that you're responsible for. And, we want to give you the opportunity to explain your side, okay? A lot of times people get involved in altercations, get involved in disputes, and something is triggered by that, The fight happens and then it's over and 2-3 days later somebody dies from their injuries, okay? Sometimes people don't mean things to happen, but they do happen, okay? There are certain things that have happened, and that's the reason why you're here, and that's the reason why we're here. Okay? This detective's going to go over some information with you, and then we'll go from there. We'd like to hear your side. We'd like to give you an opportunity to explain your side, and then we can go from there.
Detectives read Benny his Miranda rights and get down to business. Benny seems to struggle understanding his rights, which is interesting considering this isn't his first rodeo down at the criminal corral. Benny's criminal history goes back to 1999, when he was arrested at 18 for unlawful carrying of a weapon. In the 16 years since, his rap sheet grew tenfold, with arrests ranging from multiple DUIs, at least 5 charges of public intoxication, theft, and a 2009 case where he was jailed for 2 years for harming a family member. At the time of his arrest, he had only been free for a few months following a possession charge.
Like Detective Martinez just said, obviously you're here for a reason. And they told you on scene that you had a murder warrant. Now is your time to let us know what took place that day.
What day was that? Because, to tell you the truth, I haven't hurt nobody or hit nobody, I've been with my girl Erica. We've been going back and forth. We stayed at her uncle's house. That's like her family and stuff. They stay there. Then she'll stay sometime. Her parents sometime will go stay at the villa, whatever. And then after that, we went to the tent city, And then we've been going on the bus. We've been living together, and we've been going sometime with her mom. It's not like a mom, it's like a lady, Go help her and all that. We're always going in to go eat. Then I finally got a job, and I'll be going to Odessa, You know, a friend got me a job, so I've been trying to get all my Social Security, birth certificate, everything, so I can do my income. So I had not even did nothing, since the day I got out. Been staying out of trouble
Got out where?
since the day Texas Tech and not Court Street. It was me and Bobby Mendez, my brother. We got locked up and I got out on probation. Since that time I've been clean.
In no time have you been in any type of assault this month?
Well,
The last time I
let me tell you what, Benny. We're not here because we're fishing for information, okay? We don't get an arrest warrant for anyone just because we feel like bringing someone in, okay? We're here for a reason, okay? This has to do with an altercation that you had at the Villa del Norte apartments. That was you, and you were there. You can tell me your side if you have a side to tell me, but I'm not asking if you were there. I know you were there, okay? I'm not asking if it was you that was involved in that. I know that it was you. What I want to know is if this man did something, to provoke you, or if he said something to you, or he did something to you that caused the problem, that's what I'd like to hear from you.
I didn't do nothing to him. My girl would tell you, I didn't mess with him. I didn't do nothing.
Where do you know him from?
I don't know him. I promise.
Why were you involved in a problem with him? Why were you involved in an altercation with him?
I'm saying the truth. I was not involved. I will never do stuff like that, But it's all right, I'm gonna keep fighting for it because it ain't me. I'm not a person who would do stuff.
You are in custody for it, and you are in custody for it because it is you. We know it is you. I'm not asking you to tell me whether you did or you didn't. What I'm interested in knowing is what happened that triggered this problem. Okay? A lot of times things happen between people. Disagreements, arguments over stuff that's said, offenses that are taken or given. People pushing each other, punch each other, and like I said, sometimes things go downhill from there. If that is what happened, I'd like to hear from you. If this man did something that gave you a good reason to take action, whatever it was, I'd like to hear from you.
I understand, and I will say the truth. I don't know the man. I really don't. I never saw him. Never. It's kind of crazy.
Why do you think it's kind of crazy?
Because y'all putting me on the things that I didn't even do. I'm saying the truth. I don't know.
Well, I do know. I do know. And we would have gotten a warrant if we didn't know.
Right now is the time to be honest and tell us and be a man about it.
I am. The only time I saw him, that was it, was at Walmart. That was it.
In less than 10 minutes, Benny has gone from not knowing the man whatsoever to having seen him at Walmart. And that line between him and his victim is going to get thinner and thinner. That is, if his incessant nodding doesn't give him away first.
What was he doing when you saw him?
He was talking, he had told me and my girl, hey, I'm not a cop or something, but He stood there, we didn't bother. We went inside.
He was standing outside when
He
you
was
saw
standing
him?
on the side, and all he said, he asked this other friend of ours and other people and said, hey, I'm not a cop or nothing, I got some weed and all this, or, got some pot or something like that, He goes, and I got the ice pipe or something. He goes, and I'm not a cop, he goes, and I'm not bad, That was the only thing. He goes, and if we had some change or something, I said, well, I sure don't, because I was going back and forth looking for a job. Okay, so we go grocery shopping, and then we come out, and he goes, if we had a cigarette or something. I said, no, sir. Okay, so we took off walking because it was me, my girl, two other, I think, like a cousin or something. Her man, that was it. We went that way, they went.
Oh, yeah, hold on a minute. Who was the other guy that was with you?
Josh and I don't know his girl's name.
Josh and his girl?
Yes, sir.
What's Josh's last name?
I don't know his last name. I don't know.
Where do you know Josh from?
I know him through. It's already been going on 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Because his girl was working back. He gets a different girl. Because the girl he had was working at the car factory. The one on 114 over there on Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Over there. And then he moved.
Unfortunately for Benny, the detectives weren't born yesterday, and they know right off the bat that Josh doesn't exist at all. The 5-second pause Benny takes while picking out his name isn't exactly subtle. Usually, people stop using their imaginary friends as scapegoats by the time they're 4 or 5. Benny, however, has every intention of throwing poor, imaginary Josh under the bus. Despite the fact that he's decided to start his story at Walmart, which has dozens of cameras that captured him and him alone speaking with Herbert.
So we left. And then we had forgot the fluid. And then go back in. Then he talks to us again. Well, they stayed way over there. My girl not there. But we didn't mess. I didn't mess with them.
Okay, just one thing at a time. I'm trying to get this. You grow and who stayed over there?
Josh and his girl.
So was it just you by yourself that came back into the store?
Yes, sir.
And he was still there?
He was still standing there talking to other people. And then
Uh-huh.
I went in. And he said, came back out. He goes, "Hey, got a couple more change." I said, "No, sir. I don't have no change. I've been using the food stamp card. The only change I had was from Josh, because we are going to go barbecue at his parents, the next day. That was it. So after that, I took off where my girl and all them, and we took off. And that man didn't follow us.
Have y'all gone to barbecues at Josh's house before? At his family's house?
Just one time,
Where?
over there. No. It's behind.
Where is it close to?
Like 34th, and then it's some apartments like over there. Yes.
Before we started this, when we showed you a picture from the very get-go, you said you didn't know who this was.
No, I don't know his name, but I
But
just saw him outside at Walmart.
But at the time when we showed you, you were like, I don't know who this is. But minutes later, all of a sudden you do know who it is, and now you remember him from Walmart.
That's it. That was it. Because we went one way and he went another way. Because my girl and all them were scared. So we went our way and he went his way. And he did, So.
Benny, there's the half truth and there's the truth. There's a lot missing. A lot missing. I can tell that you're wanting to say something else, but you haven't yet. Like we've discussed just a minute ago, Right now is the opportunity for you to tell us the rest of the story. Because obviously, you've left out about this much of a portion. You've given us this portion here, but there's still about this much that's missing. So what happens when y'all take off? Do y'all follow this man, or does this man follow y'all?
We don't follow him. Yeah, we don't follow him. We turn around, he's walking the other way. He's walking like, you know where Walmart's at, there's like McDonald's or something. He's going that way. He's going that way. And we go out the other way. We go around Walmart, like going to my girl's parents' house, and that's it.
Going towards your girl's parents' house, which is on.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We know that he went in that direction also,
Well,
and
when
he
we
didn't go
turned
the
around-
opposite direction.
Well, when we turned around, he wasn't following us, you know. So if he went that way, he probably went the other way, or he was farther away from us. Well, I was turned around, you know. Me and my girl and my friend Josh, we'll turn around.
Yeah, Benny, but the fact of the matter is that you end up over there at the apartments where he was at. You know, that's a fact of the matter. There's
See,
no
what
doubt,
apartments, that's the point.
no doubt in that. There's no doubt in that. You know, that
I'm trying to see what
you'll end
apartments,
up with,
because
the abandoned apartments used to be over there about a block and a half from your girl's mom's house, and something happened there. You know, whether it was you that started or it was him that started it, I can't tell you that, okay? Because I don't know that, but I do know that something happened between y'all. You know, we all go through hard times or whatever, you know, but we want to be respected. And sometimes people do or say things that make us mad, make us angry, or sometimes they are the ones that are causing the problem. That, I don't know. That is what I would like to hear from you, because if there's something in your defense that led to, you know, you needing to either defend yourself or do something, or defend your girl, then I want to know that. But, you know, I know it happened. Something happened there. And I'd like to hear from you, because this is not going to go away.
Right.
This is not going to go away. You're not going to sit here and lie to me or tell me part of the truth and then think that you're going to walk out the door or you're going to get out of jail tomorrow and go about your very life. You know, it's just not going to happen. You know, it's just not going to happen. We want to give you an opportunity to explain. You know, did it happen or didn't happen? I know it happened. You know, that it happened, it didn't happen. I can prove it in court that it did happen. Okay? So that's not what I want to debate with you, Benny. That is not what I want to debate with you. I want to hear from you what this man may have done or what he did to contribute to this whole problem.
Well, he didn't do nothing to us, but I always protect my girl. I always, you know, always protect the female, you know, because you can never trust men, you know, because there's a lot of men out there. They beat up the women and everything, you know, they damage them and everything, you know. I don't like that, you know. So he didn't, you know, he didn't tell us nothing bad. He didn't, you know, like jump on us or like, you know, like, hey, oh, I don't know from there, you know, because I had left, but you know how it was in the afternoon, you know, night, around, you know, when it gets a little dark. Well, you know, my girl gets scared, you know, so I was protector, you know. When we walk, we're holding hands, and when I'm walking somewhere, she's not on the side of the road I am. She's on the inside. So I'm always, you know, protecting her, you know, because she's scared of everything, you know. She's been through it all. And I have too, you know. I've been jumped with a lot of homeless people, you know.
It seems, based on Benny's record, that his girl should be more afraid of him than random homeless people on the street. There was a protective order placed against him in 2009 by his girlfriend at the time. But Benny is already starting to lean into the detective's trap. The person who called the police on him indicated that Benny said he killed Herbert with a sink because he looked at his girl. By planting the seed that he was just protecting his partner, detectives are pushing him closer to the truth, whether he knows it or not.
I don't take nothing for nobody. That's one thing. And then the only time I protect myself is like if they pull out a knife or something, you know, like a weapon or, you know, like
Well, tell me what happened this time, Benny.
Well, he didn't bother. I don't know, cause I know he didn't have nothing. I don't know, you know. Not
You
in,
know that
nothing.
he had nothing.
Not in. What he had, he was saying that out of him, you know, like what he had, like hey this and that, you know.
What was it that he had?
He didn't show us. He had just he just said, hey man, all I got is some weed or whatever. He was saying all that, you know, just talking. That was it. You know, we're like, oh, okay. Well, we just walked in Walmart, went grocery shopping, came back out.
Now, why would anybody just out of the blue approach anybody else that's just walking around there, just walking into the store and tell them that kind of stuff?
He stopped us, and he stopped other people before us, you know. And I thought he was gonna ask like something good or nice, you know, but he asked us like right there, you know, like on that cowboy this and that.
Where'd you grow up, Benny?
I was born here in Lubbock.
You were born here in Lubbock,
I grew up in Florida,
Florida. How old are you?
34.
34. Grown man.
So I
Yes,
got 4 kids.
4 kids. You take care of your responsibilities.
Well, right now, child support, you
You
know,
take ownership for what you do.
what is that?
Where'd you
That's
go to
because
school?
I had
Where'd you go
special
to school?
ed, you know, that's
You
why.
had special ed.
Yeah.
Where at?
Florida, all the way close to high school.
You
'Cause I'm
graduated?
slow, you know, I don't get all the big words and everything.
Graduate from high school? No.
My mom gave my brother and me up, so, you know, we weren't
You
and then,
sure don't seem slow to me, Benny.
And we know, like I said, 100% fact, 100% real, that you were involved in a physical altercation with this man. And this is why you're sitting across the table from us right now, because we want to hear from you what happened, what went wrong. Were you trying to defend yourself? Was he messing around with your old lady and you got mad about it? You stood up to defend somebody, or whatever the case may be. That's why you're sitting right here across from us, Benny. Because we know that you fought this man right here. Right here.
oh, I did defend myself and my woman, you know, because of the stuff you'll tell us, and then, you know, all females get scared, man.
Okay,
And
so what
we
did he,
told them,
okay, so what did he tell your female to make you get upset with him? What did he tell your female? What did he tell Erica?
hey, all I heard that he said, that he wanted to boom and stuff like that.
So he told Erica
there,
and
one
who
more.
else?
that other girl.
Okay,
you know,
which you don't know the
the
name.
one that was scared, yeah.
Okay,
He told the other girl,
okay.
you know,
He told
my
the other girl what?
that he wanted to have so
Okay.
that he was gonna take her to the boonies out there and all
Okay,
that.
okay,
And they were scared.
okay,
And then my girl came and told me,
okay.
you know, if they're not involved in, you know, but I went and I got scared. I said, man, I'm scared he might do something,
Right,
you know,
right.
because you don't know what he could have in his pockets
Right.
or anything. Because
Okay.
I didn't have nothing in my pockets. I don't carry nothing.
Okay.
You know, I don't like weapons. I never touch weapons, and I will never do. Okay, well, I know he had a bag. I don't know what he had in it.
Okay.
Okay, when he had that bag, it was like trying to dig or something. But they had walked that way, right? And I told
Which
him,
way?
well, I'm good.
Which way?
You know where Walmart, when you enter?
Okay.
It's like where the garden is at.
Okay.
They stand right there. And that's
So closer to the gas station
my
side,
girl and them.
like the
yeah.
AutoZone side.
Yes, where
Okay.
the garden thing.
Okay.
So I went in and everything. So that man started taking off.
Okay.
You know, I guess where they were at.
Okay. Who was that?
The girl and Josh and all that. Okay, so I went in and I come. They're scared.
Okay.
And the guy said, "Say, man, you gotta go over there." He goes, "No,
Who said
I
that?
want Josh."
Okay. He
Say,
tells who?
him.
Okay. He tells
You know,
him that you
yeah,
have to go.
because they're talking.
Okay.
And he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go." And then he goes, "Oh no, hold on." goes, I'm gonna try to get y'all.
Who says that?
He did.
Okay.
He did.
Do tell us who.
To that girl and Josh and us. And we don't have nothing.
Okay.
You know, we're scared.
Okay.
You know, because you never know what kid he had. He might
Okay.
pull out something or anything. Well, I knew he had a knife or whatever, but I don't know what he did with it or
Did
whatever.
he show you?
Yeah.
Benny goes on to tell the most infuriatingly disjointed story of all time. To break it down, Benny claims that Herbert followed the group of 4, yelling after them and threatening them as they ran away. A car pulled up to Herbert, and then the car began following them.
We were trying to get at least saved to her parents' house.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, that street's hers and, you know.
Right.
And they'll know if something happens, they'll call the cops or something. Okay. At that time, I didn't have my phone or nothing, you know. So my girl had her phone. Yeah, she had a phone. So I was like, well, her phone's already going to die or something. But it still working. So they're scared. So she didn't have her purse. But we kept walking and we could see the guys, you know how you coming out of those apartments or something. So we're scared.
How many guys are coming out?
There were like 2 of them.
2
One
guys?
had long hairs. And
Okay.
we're scared. We don't know what the hell's going
Come
on.
out of the abandoned apartments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Telling, I guess, not my girl, because she was trying to keep going. You know,
Okay.
we were going, and me and that guy, I tried to stay behind so they could go. And she, you know how you walk like that, they stay opposite.
Mhm.
It's on that side. And I told them, just stay on that side and just keep going, you know. If something happens, you know, self-offense or something. Well, one of them, I think it's some guy that popped out. He's Mexican or something.
He's what?
He's all dirty and stuff. Okay, comes out. Because I don't know who stays there. I don't know nothing around there, you know. So whenever they come out, they're already throwing things, you know, like rocks or some, you know,
Big rocks, small rocks.
big rocks. Well, I grab one, and I'm like, damn. I throw it. And they're throwing, come on, you know, we're going to get y'all. We're going to, the females and stuff. We're scared, you know. So after that, we leave, keep going. Me and my girl and us, and we kept going, you know. And then Josh and his girl, I guess they stayed a little bit behind because he was already gonna call his dad or his people and say, come get him, because they're staying like on the other side. They just came to get a couple of things of groceries, you know, for her friend, you know, because you know how I said they're like real good, close to as cousins. Okay. Well, my girl couldn't make it. She was all scared. And I was like, go. I guess they hit that other girl or that dude. And, you know, I got not hit, but barely missed, you know, and stuff. So I'm like, damn, man, they're going to damage us, man. We're like out of there. So we see one of my friends, like, he's cool, you know.
Was
He's
he
neat guy.
Was he walking?
He was walking. Well, he has a bag. He's always walking his thing. This guy, his friend pulled out, my girl didn't see it, but he pulled out a knife,
Okay.
you know. And by the time I tried to snap it, I guess he grabbed it and took off, you know. And then from there, my boy said, man, forget that, you know, Josh and them. We can't let them, you know, they're gonna hurt us, bro. They're gonna hurt us. You know, and then after that guy started talking stuff. He was already like coming around, but his friends were already there.
Okay.
It's his people or whoever, you know, how they hang around. And Josh got upset and stuff because the things that they were saying, anything, and I guess another one came out around the building. You know, I was ahead. I was trying to keep going. My girl was walking fast. I'm trying to catch up to my girl. We had our groceries. Josh turned around, and all I know, they were telling he hit him.
Who hit him?
That other guy.
This
Josh.
guy's friend or Josh? Josh hit who?
Josh and his friend were already gonna argue. They were already arguing.
With who?
Okay, his friend put out like some little wood or something, trying to swing. So Josh swing back and grabbed it. Well, this other guy comes around, and that's when he's already there coming. He goes, hey, no. They start talking. So I'm trying to tell my girl, hey, keep going or chill. I gotta see what's happening. Or there's another girl there or something, homeless girl or something. She's white. So they're all there, And all I know, I went on the other side of the building and I heard, go. Well, I run and that guy already was running with the knife and everything. I was like, no. So I helped my friend, He said, man, they almost got me, So after that, that's when I hit the other guy. And when I tried to get that guy with the knife, he had hit him, but I didn't use no weapons. I used just my hand, just one turn on him because he pulled out something out of his bag, I guess, whatever it was. Tried to hit my friend, so I grabbed it and I said no, and I just hit him one time.
Where did you hit him at?
I hit him right on the side or the chest, and that was it. And then Josh, I said, "That's it, man. Just They started going. The other guys, they were just there, so I went. Me and my girl had just left, and after that, I guess they were still there. Josh and his girl, whatever. And then after that, we were already gone. Me and my girl, we were already going to the park. I guess I guess that thing that he dropped, Josh had grabbed it. That's what he said. We just started hitting that guy.
Who started hitting him? Josh started hitting him?
Yeah, because he said that he got hit and then with the knife. So,
So you hit him one time, you said, right in the chest area, somewhere around here.
That was it.
Do you recall which side it was? Do you
No,
remember?
that was it.
Okay.
And then I went after my girl. My girl, all them was still going. Because I had to help her with the groceries and everything.
I'm fairly certain that the lies I told my parents in high school were more thought out than Benny's here. Now he's introduced Josh, who doesn't exist, Josh's girlfriend, who doesn't exist, and another friend who, get this, doesn't exist. He doesn't just have an imaginary friend here, he has an imaginary posse. Conveniently, it was these imaginary friends who he left behind with Herbert just before Herbert was killed.
You're telling us that Josh stayed behind while you walked on.
Yes, me and my girl kept going.
And how long have you known Josh?
Like 4 years probably. But not that good, just through.
So,
My
with
ex.
that being said, if you've known someone for 4 years, you have to know that person's last name. Now, here's the thing.
They call him Fat Boy.
Fat boy? Okay, now again, here's the thing. And I'll explain it again to you, Benny. You're here for a reason. We know that.
Yeah, totally.
And the thing is that if someone else is involved after 4 years, I think you would know the guy's full name.
Josh, that's all I know.
And
I never.
Josh, they call Fat Boy.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, Fat Boy. He'll say, call me Fat Boy. Fat Boy. My real name's Josh. That's it.
You know what I think? Benny? I think this is just an imaginary friend. I can understand that this guy wants to do something to you, girl. Because of the type of person that he was. I can understand that you feel threatened because you are homeless. This guy can come at any time during the night, find y'all, and do something. I understand that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I understand that.
We
This other guy that showed up, popped up, I'm having a hard time with that. I say, I know you were involved in an altercation with this guy. Now, do I think you wanted him to die? Probably not. Do I think that whatever you did was to kill him? I don't think that. Probably not. You probably not meant that to happen. Okay, but this about some imaginary guy named Josh and some other guy that showed up. I'm having a hard time with that. Okay. I just don't buy it.
Let's get back to this real quick. When you punch him, what does he do?
He tries to. Well, he was hitting, trying to with them guys, and I guess he tried to help too.
Who tried to help him?
Him and the other two people. So, well, my friend. So I come and I'm self-defense with my friend. I'm trying. So I just hit him one time, and that's it. I hit him like right here, somewhere. That's it.
Oh.
So the other guy takes up one of his friends, and then that's when I guess Josh started, because I went to my girl.
How was Josh able to get into his bag or get that flashlight?
I guess whenever I went to the front, they were still right there. He said, "Man, I guess he was mad. I was upset. It hurt me. I was scared. My girl was too, but my girl was not in it, and I was just self-defense on him, or because they could pull anything up, I was saying. So I go back to my girl. She's like, "What happened?" My girl don't know nothing. So I told her,
You
"Man,
sure
I just hit
about
him. I hit him one time. That was it." The thing, yes sir. And they swing the thing, the thing. So by the time he's already picking it up, Josh.
Where was he at?
He was already getting, I guess his he had something heavy in his bag. That's what he said, Josh. He was getting I guess he was on a thing like that.
What's that? A walker? Okay.
Yeah. So he tried to hit him with it. You know how you get a walker and you go like that? That's what Josh said, that boy.
Okay.
So from there he kicked him and he fell. And that's when I guess Josh started. And we were already on the firm saying, "Well, come on, we gotta go." Leave him alone, because you don't know what can happen. But he kept going. But it was taking long, and he come back.
Where's the
Josh.
walker? Where's the walker?
The walker. Yeah, I guess he left it there, or Josh took it somewhere. That one.
You took it somewhere, Benny. You took it somewhere.
Josh had grabbed it.
You grabbed it, Benny.
Josh grabbed it and brought it. And then I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Here, go get rid of it."
And what did you do with it?
And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because how about if he comes back and try to, find us?" So I just throw it in the room.
Where did you throw it?
In the room. I went around
Okay.
and I just threw it in there. And I went to my girl. My girl didn't see nothing. She was still over there on the other side.
Okay.
And I told my girl, "Hey, he could have come back and he could get us." But, Josh was doing the whole thing, that one. But I'm being 100% and I'm letting you know.
Do not be 100%, Benny. That's the problem that we're having. I mean, dude, I'll be 100% real with you. You're 75% you're being real. There's still 25% we are not being real. And it's I explained to you a minute ago. The reason we have you in here is because we know, from point A to point Z, exactly what happened, and you're leaving still 25% out of that story. Okay? Just a minute ago, we talked about the walker, and you said he gave it to you, you went and disposed of the walker, you threw it in a room. What else did you do to this man? We know. We just want to hear it from you. We want to give you the opportunity to let us know what else you did to this man. How else did you hit him? What did you hit him with?
I used my hand.
There's something else.
And that was it.
We know there's something else.
Only hit him one or two times, and I left.
So now
But I
it's
used
two.
my foot.
So now it's two times, okay? You hit him one time with the fist in his chest, and then now you hit him a second time with what?
Well, my leg,
Okay.
but not hard. Like
Okay. So
you know.
so you kicked him. Okay.
Yeah.
There's still something else that's missing also. We know because he and I were both there. We know that he was hit with something else. We know that. What was it?
What was it?
We know what it was. We want to hear it from you. You're telling us that you want to be honest, that you're being truthful. We want to hear it from you.
Right. I'm saying the truth.
No.
Because he was trying to hit us or hit my friend, you know. And I can tell that back to him.
What else was used to hit him?
Josh, that boy uses
What was
a
it?
board or something. I don't know what it was.
What color was it?
The one he grabbed was like a 2x4 or something.
Are you sure about that, Benny?
Yes.
Again, you're here for a reason. And there was something else that was used to hit that guy.
But I didn't take nothing of his. You can go check the tent.
We're talking about
What else was used to hit him?
I don't know, probably Fat Boy. You know, when I was there, he was just bringing the walker, and he had grabbed. He went back and got I guess he found a monster on the floor.
A what?
A monster.
A monster?
A monster. Like energy drink.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And
A monster energy. Monster
yeah.
energy.
Yeah, that's all I know. And I guess he wiped it.
He wiped what?
The monster, he said he wiped the stuff down. He said, here, take it. Go put it where he won't come back, you know. It's okay.
We knew that.
He
I
gave me
knew
the
that.
board. He gave me the board and the stroller, and I just threw the stuff, and that was it.
What was the board light? Was it heavy?
Oh, it's like medium.
How big? How big would you say? Show me hands.
That long,
Okay.
something like that.
About how wide?
About something like that, but, you know, maybe 2 by 4.
It wasn't a board.
Or whatever it was, I know
It wasn't a board, Benny.
they used a pipe then.
You know what it was, but it wasn't a board. I know it wasn't a board. He knows it wasn't a board. We know what it is. What was it?
Yeah, boy. Yeah, because they were all trying to use something brick. That's it.
Was it heavy? Was it light?
It was light, not heavy. Not heavy.
And you're telling us this took place outside, Benny, right?
No, on the outside. And then they went inside. And I
It
hear,
did, Benny. It
then
took
I'll-
place inside.
okay, that's when I had went in and I told him, come on. And that's when he started grabbing. He was hitting him. I said, no.
Hitting
So
him with what?
I grabbed it. He used the stroller, his thing, and he picked up something else.
What was it?
Damn. Oh. Because he pulled out, he pulled out like 3 things. He got rid of it.
What was it?
And he said, here's the other one. I said,
What
what do
was
you
it?
want me to throw this for?
Exactly.
I think it was, I don't know. I think he
You
had
know-
gave it to me.
you know
a sitting for a toilet.
There you go.
He gave it to me and I said, okay, what do you want me to do with this? He said, I used it. So I guess my handprints were on it.
Okay.
And he said, take it. He goes, this is what I did, destroyed it.
Okay.
You know, he said, but I didn't try to kill him or nothing. He said, I can hear him. He's alive. You know.
Let me ask you.
Why is it so hard to tell the truth, Ben? Why is it so hard to tell the truth?
It's not hard, but I didn't hit him.
So we're asking you to give us those details, and it's just like you just don't want to say them. Why is it so hard to tell the truth?
Because I'm not scared or nothing. I'll say the truth of everything, but I'm not the person that will do something like that.
Except Benny is the type of person to do something like that. The fingerprints found on the sink belonged to Benny, and despite his attempt at discrediting this, his fingerprints were the only ones found on the sink. Unfortunately for him, imaginary friends don't leave fingerprints or DNA behind. The blame for killing an innocent man with a sink falls on him and him alone, despite what he's about to claim.
I'm still having a little bit of a hard time about this Josh guy that
They call him Fat Boy. That's what I would call him. It's
Should
just
be locked
real
up.
name.
how can I prove that this guy exists? How can I prove that this guy is real? This Josh guy.
Oh, he was there.
How can I prove that he's real? Where can I find him with a tattoo here saying Fat Boy?
Oh no.
You know, how can
He
I
was-
prove that he's not just somebody you invented to imagine that he's real?
Oh no. I'm not. I wouldn't do that. You know, I'm being honest the way y'all want me to say the truth.
We want you to be
And
honest.
I am being
We want you to
honest.
be honest, Benny, and
You
you have been honest about some things. Okay? But I'm having a hard time about this Josh guy.
He's bald. He's real stocky, and they call him that one. You know, and he had just barely moved from Slayton this way without that girl. You know, and he's been going here and there, staying here and there. So I really don't know where he stays. You know, I don't know his number. You know, or anything. He
And-
wears sometimes glasses.
And you said you've known him for 4 years.
Yeah, off and on, because he'll go there. Well, I know whenever his ex worked at the custom shows. That's how I met him. That's how I met him at custom shows. The pecan place. But they're on 114 then.
Oh,
side.
yes,
Yeah.
what you said earlier.
And then the girls with the white girl, not this one, you know. Hey, they wouldn't like each other. So I wouldn't talk to them, click it. Then when I saw him at the church, you know, where we go eat, you know, everybody, then I start talking like, hi, how you doing? You know, sometimes when I see him out there, we'll say hi or what y'all gonna do. That's it. Then we bump sometimes, like at the stores, and then he'll tell us what we're doing, and we'll tell him, you know, me and my girl, that time we were always together walking around.
Is he
You know,
homeless? Is Josh homeless also?
He was a little bit, but then he left. He left. Him and his girl.
Two things. One, how are we going to be able to find Josh, number one? And number two, you need to think about taking this ride, whether you want to take it by yourself or whether this man Josh, who assaulted him also, needs to be held accountable as well. You know what I mean?
I don't want to take it by myself. You know, he was there. You know,
So how do we even start to get in contact with this dude? You know what I think, Benny? And I'll tell you, I don't think Josh is Josh. And that's what I think. I don't know about Detective Martinez, but I don't feel like Josh is Josh. I feel like it's someone that you know that you haven't been forthcoming to give us the name of that person. Just like you said with the girl. Well, she's cousins to my old lady, Erica. Well, she's really not cousins, but they just call each other cousins.
yeah, because they know
Same
each other.
exact thing. You know, I feel that you know who these two people are. You're not telling us.
He used
Why?
to stay at Hutchin City. Like, he left not that long, like a week or something like that. They have his information over there, you know, Hutchin City. But he's bald and you'll see his things back.
Let me tell you what I think, Billy.
Yes, sir.
I think, you know, this Josh wasn't there. That's what I think. You know, that you were defending your girl, and of course you got groceries. You don't want anybody to take them. I can buy that, but I don't think Josh was there. You and this man. Were out there. Did you have to do what you have to do? I can understand that. Okay, I can understand that. But this deal that Josh was there, I don't believe that. I just don't.
It was one of us. It was one of us.
So let me ask you this. There's four of you that outnumber this old man.
Oh, not the girls, you know. They're in front of the house, and, you know, the whole thing, you know. We're trying to take care of them, you know.
So let me ask you this. Your girl's going to be able to get us enough information to find her cousin and find Josh.
Well, maybe. She
Maybe.
probably will, yes, sir.
Maybe.
I said, he was there. He was there. He was there.
And he handed you those things.
Yes. And I grabbed him. I guess he had wiped him, because when I was coming back, he goes, here. You know, they were already in the middle.
You didn't wipe them?
No. I grabbed, I guess, the rag that he wiped it with,
Mhm.
whatever. I grabbed all that. He said, here. You know. So I grabbed everything. And all of it's going to have my fingerprints. You know. And they're going to think I did it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's why we're sitting right here, baby.
you know, and that's
That
kind
is
of
why
where
we're
because
sitting right here.
I would never,
You know?
tell you the truth, I would never kill nobody. I would never hurt nobody. But I'll self-defense for some
Well,
people.
I don't think you wanted to kill him, baby. And I believe that the man was alive whenever you left him. I believe that. I believe you when you say that. And I've got good reasons to believe that.
This is serious. You know it's serious. We told you that from the beginning.
Right.
And you know you say Josh, but it falls back to saying
You told me,
taking the ride
hey,
by
I heard
yourself.
him and he's bleeding, you know. And I was like, man, why do you know? You know, and it hurts me because that's going to be looking bad at me, you know.
Right.
Because I'm the one that getting the stuff to put it, you know. Or he won't come and get us or something, or, you know. But I'm being honest, but, you know, I grabbed the stuff from Joshua. This Joshua, but they call him Josh, and it's that boy, but I wouldn't like.
You know, and another thing that we have to think about too, Benny, is that this man had a family, man. You know, and that's what sucks. You know, it just wasn't one person involved. His family, you know. And you know, I've got to speak to them. I've got to talk to them.
Right.
You know, they've been calling me. Obviously, they're concerned because their loved one is dead. And that's what's not fair, you know.
I didn't even know he was dead. You know what I mean?
So you had no idea he was dead.
No, sir. Nothing like that. No, sir.
And when did you find out he was dead?
I didn't find out. You know, they never told me nothing. You know what I mean?
No one ever told you anything?
Nobody.
No.
Yes, sir. Nothing. I'll put down anything. You know. I know because when Josh had told me he was bleeding, I said, well, shoot, probably go to hospital. Or one of the people that stayed there will probably take him, you know, call them to a hospital or something, you know. But I grabbed everything, just put it, you know, like to that room, you know. But with all that stuff they had, like a knife, and the other guys, you know, they're homeless, they had stuff, you know, and we're scared. I'm scared. I don't have nothing on me, you know. I did 3 years for aggravated assault that I didn't do, you know, because the girl had got drunk because her grandpa passed away, cut her wrist, you know, 3 times her lips. I had to do 2 years, but they were trying to do 20, you know. And I thank God that they gave me less time and then they found her and she had said the truth. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to change. I'm trying to do something that I don't want to be doing bad. But if it comes to a person that is gonna hurt somebody or hurt the family or like the woman, then I'm scared. If I see more people, I'm gonna defend myself. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be dead. I could have been dead 3 or 4 times already. And I don't have no family. That's the point. I got lucky. By my baby mamas, 2 of them, and then the people that don't even know about me. I get still about the homeless people. I'm not a fighter, But when it comes to it, I have to do something. Ain't nobody better so perfect, That's why. That guy was there, and I wish I knew his number or all that. My girl really don't know the number, but we used to talk at the tent, and they left. I don't know if they found out that he was dead or something or anything, but everybody around there was talking about they're looking for the person that they hurt. So I'm like, that's why he had left, even this woman. And then I'm there because I don't have nothing to hide. I'm not gonna hide. I'm gonna say the truth. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question.
I don't want to do nobody's time.
And that's the point we're trying to get to. I mean, if there was someone else involved,
I know they're gonna give me something because I'm the one to carry that stuff.
Not only that, you punched him also. You know what I mean?
But my girl and them were not there. She didn't see nothing, but they were scared. I was scared.
So, let me ask you a question. When we talked to Erica, and I ask you this, that way I can prepare myself. Is Erica going to tell us if there were other people there too? And be honest, because
they heard people. They were scared. They would tell me.
I'm talking about friends. Like, is she going to say, yeah, Josh and this other girl were there? I mean, because you have to take into consideration when we first got into this office, you had absolutely no idea what we're talking about, and that was, let's just say, 6:15 p.m. And then obviously at 8:45 p.m. we've got a full-blown story. So, when I talk to Erica, let's say within 15 minutes she says, I don't have any idea what you're talking about, and then 2 hours later it blows up into a full-blown story also. Is she
She's on the other side. She don't know what.
Right, but is
she saw or nothing.
Okay, but is she gonna say, yes, Josh and the other girl were with us? Or is it possible that she may say, at first say it, and then all of a sudden come back and say, no, it was just me and Benny?
Oh no, it was horrible. She'll tell you. It was horrible.
Benny doesn't cry when he learns that Herbert has died as a result of his injuries. However, as the conversation closes in and the realization that he may be heading to jail for the last time in his life hits him, he breaks down. It's a shame Josh isn't there to comfort him. Ultimately, all evidence pointed to Benny. He pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced to 15 years in prison.